What is going on, Diablo 2 fans? Dobrunsky here, and today's video is going to be a short talking head video where I'm going to briefly discuss the new removal of IS frame rate caps or breakpoints. I'm going to talk about it a little bit because it is somewhat of a polarizing issue in the community. Some people are all for it, others are against it, and I do think that in general it's only viable for some characters. I actually think that the excitement behind it is kind of a underlying issue that Diablo 2 Resurrected has, so it's kind of like the root problem of something else, if that makes sense. I'm going to discuss that later in this video. Then I will wrap everything up covering a WoW article, or WoW head article, excuse me, where they go over kind of in detail what might actually be the cause and whether or not it's a bug or a feature. I'm going to use those two words very frequently in today's video. I've had a lot of comments. People are upset. They're like, those damn YouTubers making videos about new stuff like this IS frame rate removal thing, then Blizzard's going to squash it, and my new build that I want to play, I can't make anymore, but I just figured that I might as well just make another video talking about it. So before I jump in, I just want to let you guys know that I do stream twice a week on Twitch, and I got the link for my Twitch channel in the description below, so any follows over there on that platform would be very much appreciated. That being said, guys, let's just jump in. So the first thing that I want to touch on is whether or not this is actually a viable new feature or bug, because in my personal humble opinion, there is only very few characters that actually benefit from this, and I think that the three ones that you'll actually get to see noticeable results is a Fireclaw Werebear or Werewolf, anything where you can stack crazy IS to attack faster, multi-shot or strafe boazon, and then some sort of kicks in or potentially traps in so you can lay traps faster, or kicks in you can kick quicker, so more crushing blow procs or maybe frozen orb procs if you're Rift Sim. It's really only the three viable characters, because in order to sort of take advantage of this, and again, I have made a previous video on my channel with the Fireclaw Werebear kind of using the busted IS. It is pretty crazy and interesting, but you really need to use some very, very specific gear. So like 4-1 socket body armors full of IS jewels and shields, either burst of speed if you're an assassin, or, you know, Faith Mercenary, or crazy 6-shield phase blade for a Werebear, and other gear combinations like that. You're really sacrificing a lot of other beneficial stats. So stuff like res, DR, enhanced damage maybe from fortitude for a body armor, all to achieve a little bit faster of an attack rate. So whether or not it's actually viable for some characters, I haven't really crunched the math, and I won't, because you guys know me, I'm not a big math guy. I don't really care about the full min-maxing of specific characters, but maybe people in the future will. But I definitely think it's only going to be viable for Kixen, Fireclaw Druid, and multi-shot or strafe boazon. And those pieces of gear are relatively difficult to achieve if you want all Ruby Jewels of Fervor. If not, plain IS Jewels and Shell Runes is fine, but whether or not it's actually viable, we don't really know yet. But I do think that the excitement behind these new like breakpoints and new stuff we can kind of achieve is, in my humble opinion, a root problem, or it's sort of, it's like a surfacing of another root problem in Diablo 2 Resurrected. Now, the reason why I've mentioned that I'm kind of all for this sort of being left in the game is because I am desperate for new content, new stuff to try, new characters to play, new viable setups. I just want something new in Diablo 2 Resurrected, and so many eyeballs are gravitating towards these videos and streams of breaking the game with these new breakpoints. Like, we might actually have a viable or a boazon that might be on par with caster characters because we can attack like 2-frame strafes or whatever. It's just something new, and I'm really desperate for that new content. So hopefully this video, even though I know it's kind of rambling and talking all over the place, maybe you guys could leave a comment in the section below about whether or not you guys like it, or you think it's a cool feature, it should be removed, or whether or not it actually is better, because I think that while it might benefit a few characters, it's not really going to be that beneficial overall, and it's definitely not going to bridge the gap between melee and caster, in my opinion. So this is the Wowhead article that I referenced earlier. I got it linked in the description below. Not going to read it word for word, but it does cover a couple kind of potential sources for what might be causing this issue that we're seeing, whether or not it's a bug or a feature. The first kind of source that they mention is the potential of a frame rate difference between Diablo 2 and Diablo 2 Resurrected. So you guys probably know by now, but if you don't, the original game is running underneath the hood at 25 FPS. They're using that to trigger all of the different animations and casting breakpoints, and then you're rendering the really nice fancy overlay on top at 60 FPS or potentially an uncut frame rate if you're playing on console or PC. So they mentioned that there's the possibility that because you're actually rendering that animation once it's triggered out at 60 FPS or a higher frame rate, that maybe it's just an actual visual difference. Now, I don't think that it is based on the comparison that I made in my video that I released yesterday. Got a link in the description below, but I think that you can clearly tell that something is different, in my opinion at least. But the second cause that they mention is the fact that there might be a difference between the client and server side and a display bug. So it might actually be attacking at the original point at what it was. It's just displaying it at a different rate of speed. So it might actually be a visual difference here. Again, this is something that I don't think is the cause, just based on playing around with the werebear build that I did yesterday. I don't really know for sure, but based on a character that I played a lot, it just felt like it was different to me. Could be a visual illusion, that's another possibility, but I don't know for sure. Again, if you guys want to read this full article, I got it linked in the description below. But the final kind of mention here that I want to talk about is whether or not this is a bug or feature. The actual author of this article wants to make the case for leaving it in the game for greater endgame diversity, and I'm actually all for this. I mean, ideally, I'd like to see like loot filter, skill balancing, maybe a new Pandemonium event, just to make new builds. But if we don't get that, maybe they'll leave this alone. Just give us something else to play instead. But yeah, guys, that's basically all I have to cover for this video. I'm going to make a few more kind of fun builds that are oriented in single player using hero edited gear around trying to achieve some of these crazy breakpoints. So strafe, bow is on. I'll probably do some kicks and stuff and some more Fireclaw werebear stuff. But I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a bit of a rambling talking head video, but please just let me know in the comment section below what you guys think overall. If you think it's a bug, a feature, it should stay in, it should be removed. If you want to see new content, hopefully we can stimulate a pretty cool discussion about maybe some potential changes to Diablo 2 Resurrected. And as always, if you guys could throw a like on this video, share it, and even consider subscribing if you're new to my channel. I post new weekly content on YouTube, and I do stream twice a week on Twitch. So any follows on Twitch or subs on YouTube would be amazing. Other than that, guys, hope you have a fan-frickin-tastic day, and I'll catch you all in my next video or live stream. Peace out.